Bonjour, Spotify, the latest from podnews.net with Supporting Cast, your one-stop shop for selling subscriptions. Spotify is launching the Spotify Audience Network in France, Spain and Italy. Span was launched in Germany last year. The advertising marketplace is also available in Australia, Canada, the US and the UK, and it allows advertisers to connect with audiences both on and off the Spotify platform. I will be the opening speaker at the Podcast Show 2023 in London. I'll be speaking at 9:10 a.m. on Wednesday, get there early, in the 400 capacity Amplify Theatre in association with Amazon Music and Wondery and IAB UK. I'll focus on the last year in the podcast industry and the years to come, and my speech will be followed by Crime Junkie host Ashley Flowers. You can still buy tickets for the event. The code PODNEWS will get you a discount. Barometer has announced a partnership with NewsGuard to detect misinformation in podcast episodes. The tool uses NewsGuard's research to help AI detection of episodes that are, in inverted commas, likely to contain false narratives. Podsum is the latest new website to summarize podcasts. You can find that at podsum.co. Podbean has achieved SOC2 Type 2 certification. It's a data security accreditation. And the German-speaking public can now vote for the Deutsche Podcast Prize. You've until May the 28th. And in podcast news, Podcast Bestie, the podcast this time around features Lauren Purcell talking to host Courtney Kosak about finding podcast friends to collaborate with and how to land a coveted Apple Podcasts feature. Inside the Asperger's Studio interviews me on the future of audio. Having passion in something is hugely important, and I think you can really spot those businesses and those human beings who lack the passion for what they do, I apparently told host Reed Miles. Want something to listen to? New Podcast Trailers contains trailers from many of the shows we feature in Pod News every day. Subscribe and drop in whenever you want to find a new podcast to put in your ears. You can find more details on that at podnews.net/trailers. And who'd think that a group of surfers in Malibu would end up forming a game-changing model of community resilience in the face of ever-worsening wildfires? Sandcastles tells the story of the 2018 Woolsey fire and perhaps a blueprint for others to follow. This podcast is sponsored by Supporting Cast. Supporting Cast is a one-stop shop for selling subscriptions through every major podcast app, including Spotify and Apple, without giving up 30% of your subscription revenue. You can learn more at supportingcast.fm. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.